Hi, don't worry that you can't make the 3:30. I'll send you this video instead, and that's not a big deal. I'm happy to help. And I totally understand about having gridlock on the calendar. This is like a crazy time of year. Okay. I want to center myself on the camera so bad. So this is what I've been telling other people, and it's been helping a lot. But as we go, keep conversing with me, and we can find clarity in other things too. So from the Marriott Library homepage, this is the catalog where you can just search up anything and with just a single keyword, and you get thousands of different things. But it's kind of hard to do specific searching with just throwing in keywords here, so I have a more systematic way of doing it. And by the way, a lot of this is just the same as Google Scholar. There's a lot of overlap, but this one, the technique I'm about to show you, offers a much, much more tightly controlled and systematic way of searching. First of all, if you're not logged in, if you're off campus, make sure and log in here first. Otherwise, you might not get access to stuff. And if you like Google Scholar, log in here first, and you'll get a lot more full text. So let's go to Advanced Catalog Search. And we're looking at border safety, as I read from your email earlier. So let's break it down into like concepts. So we can have concepts on each line. So we can do border. That's a big one. So we want to describe the border. But is there other ways of talking about it? National border, or what is it? I don't know if this will have it. Mexico, USA border. But anyway, as you go throughout Google and find things, or on articles that you find, how do they describe it? What words are in the title is what we're looking for here. So I think like border. Oh, another one might be border security. Why am I putting stuff in quote marks? Some I'm not, and some I am. If it's a single word, it doesn't need quote marks. For this database, it doesn't do any smart searching. So it'll only look for your keywords. So if you misspell something, you won't get it. So if it's more than one word, you have to put it in quotes so those keywords stick together. You can have any number of words. Border security, and you said border safety. So what I'm telling the search engine right here is like, I don't know what I want, but it should have one of these words in there. That's what the or means. Try this one, or try this one, or try this one. So when you do a search on those, imagine this searching through, I think 50 to or 70 to 150 million things. We only got 1 million results. Dun, dun, dun. That's a problem, isn't it? But every time we add another section of keywords, it'll narrow it down even farther. So I think we're, what is this? Oh, Mexico, USA border. I'll be darned. That worked. He said, surprised. You can always go back to your search right here and add more keywords. So let's try doing something more specific. So you were interested in drug or drugs or drug epidemic, or what's that one called? I don't know how to spell fentanyl. That one's a big one. Fentanyl. If you don't spell it right, it won't go in there. I don't think they call it cannabis. You know what? I think legislation in states has legalized marijuana, so that one might not be a big one. But we can also talk about, you were talking about like an epidemic. That might be something that we want to add, but let's see what happens here when we add those. So we go, right now we have 1,052,000. When we add those keywords in a second concept line, ooh, it narrows it down significantly. Let's do another one where we narrow this down to the title of the article. So what I'm interested in might show up in like the abstract or kind of like a side story. But if it's in the title, then we know that it's the most important part of the article itself if it shows up in the title. So we go from 32,000 to 4,000. That's a little more easy to chew on. Now we want to look at really, really valid information. So we want it to be unbiased. We don't want any opinion in there. We want it to be evidence-based. So if we're talking about safety, what's a criteria for safety? Is it the number of times that a certain crime has been committed or a certain category of crime? I want those criteria to be out there. So we would look in, so some of these are scholarly journals and it'll say so, but some of these are like government documents, newspaper articles, newsletters. But if we go to peer-reviewed journals, peer-reviewed means if I'm a scholar about like border security or logistics of working with border police or what have you, if I make a scholarly article, it's going to be a recipe that has to have methodology. I have to be somebody. It has to have the instruments that they use. It has to have the data that they consider. Peer-reviewed means it's a scholarly article, but it's reviewed by my peers in the same discipline. So it's kind of like really awesome article plus. So whatever you search for, you can then select peer-reviewed. And so we'll go from 4,000 to 405. So now your job is think about what is it that you want to talk about with safety. Do you want people feeling safe? Do you want it to be just the data of safety? Do you want it to be related to a specific crime, or is there specific violence that you're interested in? Is there a specific population? Are you interested in citizens of Mexico or citizens of other nationalities coming through the border? For example, in Texas recently, there's been a lot of data about people from China going through Central and South America and coming up through Texas. So it doesn't have to be from Mexico. Are you thinking about politicians, citizens of San Diego? And you know what, you could narrow it down to, you could add San Diego here too. I think that's going to go too narrow. But we can add a location. Oh, and what's on the opposite side of San Diego? And does that matter? Which is Tijuana? Isn't it Tijuana on the other side of San Diego? I went there once, back when it was safe, a zillion years ago. You have to keep clicking on the peer-reviewed journals every time, though. Oh, I gotta move my head. So now there's just 37. Oh yeah, there we go. San Diego, Tijuana border region, prevalence of people who inject drugs. So what your job is now is there's no right answer to your question. You're presenting evidence for other people to have more questions about. So you're not saying this is the end-all be-all, but you're saying here's some evidence that I found in scholarship. Let's talk about it more. That's why you're presenting it in this paper. So what you can do is you can say, oh, this one really helped. Oh, overdose incidents. There's a safety issue. So if that one's interesting, what you can do, oh, there's methamphetamines, fentanyl. So there's different words and keywords that you can use. But say, for example, this is one you're interested in. Overdose incidents. What you can do is click on it and then look for this full text available or link to online resource. And that will send you off to one of the databases that we have. You can pick any of them here. If, by the way, you click through and you don't get the full text of an article, let me know and I can track that down for you. Let's view the PDF. Every database is going to look differently, so look for the PDF. So here's that formal, unbiased, evidence-based scholarly article. It looks like a doctor showing up with a lab coat. It's very, very neutral, so we're not influenced one way or the other. There's like no pictures of smiling people. All the authors are listed and where they work. The journal, we can see the journal, Drug and Alcohol Dependence Reports. All of this stuff is presented so you can consider the evidence, the reader. Your job is to look through the article's abstract and maybe the first page or so, and if they say something then you can confidently know that it's probably backed up by evidence somewhere further in the article itself. So for example, let's cruise through. Oh, there we go. This one comes out with it right off the bat. Whoa. Okay. There's a statement right there. Overdose deaths have increased dramatically across North America in recent years. That statement can't exist without evidence followed up in the article. I want to look, oh, here we go. Drug trafficking across the US-Mexico border has resulted in a dynamic criminalized drug supply characterized blah, blah, blah. So you could grab that. When you grab something like this, you should know that if you go to the original, there's a citation generator. Where is that citation generator? There it is. But what you would do is you just have a conversation in your paper, gathering evidence and taking us from one point to another point to another point, each one of those supported by evidence that you found in a scholarly article. How do you find different things? You just change your keywords. So you could say, so instead of drug epidemic, let's look just at overdose. Or you could look at, is there something you're in crime? Oh, you were interested in the word safety. Let's see if there's a social construction for the word safety. Oh, border safety. Improve border safety. That's a newspaper article. So there is. So safety is kind of like, that's a loaded term, because like, well, what is safety? So they would have to define that. Cool. Children seeking safety. Is it border safety, or is it a place where you can seek safety? There's a lot of different angles and paradigms that you can look at this from. Let me know how it goes, and I'm happy to help further if you want me to dig deeper into any one of these different angles. But just mess around with keywords in different concept lines like this, and you should be able to track down a lot of what you're looking for, because this topic is being discussed quite a bit. Have a good one.